We're with Defensive Coordinator Brian Newberry. Let's talk a little bit about Memphis. Obviously, another team that scores a lot of points, puts up a lot of yards. What's your thought on the offense you see from the Tigers?
Well, it's another huge challenge for us. I think they're really good, go really fast, have really good skill players, freshman quarterback that's getting better and better every week. He's surrounded by a really talented group of skill players that are concerning, so it's a big challenge, not only just schematically and preparing for the tempo, but who they are personnel-wise is tough.
So what about the freshman quarterback? It's weird, the second time you've faced a true freshman quarterback in the span of 3 games. That's very odd. But this kid, I think Coach Nehemiah used the word fearless to describe this kid.
Yeah, it's a good explanation. He's a redshirt freshman.
He's not
Yeah, I believe so, redshirt freshman. But he is, and he's a gunslinger, really polished for a redshirt freshman, understands the system really well, and you can see him getting better every week. I think he's throwing for over 300 yards a game. Really good athlete, doesn't prefer to run it, but he's able to do that. He can beat you with his feet when he needs to. So every week seems like we see great quarterbacks, and this week is no exception.
So how are they balanced between run and pass, or are they heavy to pass? It looked to me like the stats showed them a little heavier to pass.
Yeah, when you look at their stats, they're throwing for 300 and rushing it for a good amount. So they're pretty balanced. Like a lot of people, they take what you give them, living in the RPO world a little bit. But they do both. They keep you off balance, do a good job of formation. You're going fast, like I said earlier, and it's a real challenge anytime you do that and you're balanced.
So the one guy I was going to ask you about is the wide receiver, Calvin Austin. He's an All-American track sprinter. Yeah. He can go. He came to Memphis. He was all talked about being a track guy, but he's become a football guy.
No, he's an excellent receiver. Got great hands, runs crisp routes, runs them really fast. He's a guy that's hard to tackle in a phone booth, much less out in space. So we got to do a good job of knowing where he's at and helping ourselves out with what we're doing schematically.
Well, I can tell from the numbers that they're not fooling around. They're going to go to Calvin Austin. I mean, the guy had 13 receptions against Tulsa. He leads the nation. 140 yards a game receiving. That's pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive, and that's why you got to know where he's at all the time. They do a good job of moving him around, making it hard. If you're doing any kind of bracket or anything like that, any kind of thing special with your coverage to make it difficult because they move the guy around a lot. But yeah, they're going to go to him in situations where they need to get a first down.
So didn't get a chance to talk to you after Central Florida game, but you must have been pleased. Another get 6, although odd that you all lost on a get 6, but that happens every now and again. But holding that team to 24 points, 3 touchdowns, you got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, yes and no. I think we can play so much better defensively. It's you're always what we preach around here is running the football, playing with elite effort, and then elite execution to match that. And so that's kind of what we judge ourselves on, whether we win or we lose. And certainly it's good to come out against Central Florida with a win, with some things that we can improve on quite a bit. And it has a lot to do with playing a lot of young guys. A lot of guys are playing their first meaningful snaps. You fast forward to the SMU game.
Yeah, that's all I meant to say. SMU. I'm sorry.
Played well at times, but we didn't finish. And we didn't respond. We got in some adverse situations the way I'd like for us to. But it's frustrating, but it's also encouraging. You look out there and you realize what we left on the field, how much better we can execute, how much better we can be. So that's exciting as well.
So one of the things I was going to ask you about, obviously the 3 safety alignment that you play. You said all along the whole key to it is to keep the ball in front of you, not let it get thrown over your head.
Yeah.
So how did the 75-yard touchdown pass happen?
Well, we weren't in a 3-high when that happened. It was 4th and 1. We blitzed. We took a chance. They made a pretty risky call on a 4th and 1, throwing a deep ball, but we got to keep that in front of us. And it's unacceptable, and those things can't happen. We've been pretty good at that for the most part when we've been in that 3-high stuff. And so we didn't invent anything new. Obviously, there's a lot of people who are doing it nowadays. I think we're a little bit different in the way we do it. We have some wrinkles, but it's been a package that has been good to us. We'll continue to evolve and kind of work through the wrinkles of it and fix some things and try to get a little more creative with it.
So why did you go with Hodges over Harbor on this game? I get a sense that Hodges is better in pass coverage because he showed that in the game. He dropped and got a tip ball, pass breakup. He dropped, got an interception.
Yeah.
Is that the reasoning?
No, and he certainly has gotten better in his pass drops and his coverage. That's something he really needed to improve on quite a bit. They'll both play. Harbor's been banged up, had a little bit of an ankle injury that he's struggled to get back from, but he's feeling much better now. So both those guys will play for us.
Okay. And then last but not least, what I thought was an interesting topic was how deep you've had to go in the secondary, both safety and corner. I mean, Yeah, start off with Kevin Brennan, Mitch West. Mitch West goes down. Ave and Gibbons, Gibby, he goes down. You got Marcus in there. You got who am I missing? I mean, you've used like 5, 6 safeties, and then this past week, you lose Michael McMorris at the beginning of the game. Then Jamal gets the targeting. Next thing you know, you're rolling with a freshman Elias Larry and Willie Collins over there on the right, the sophomore.
Yeah, and B.D. Williams played too. Yeah, it's seems like we can't catch a break, health-wise in the secondary. But and disappointing to lose, Mitch obviously early in the season. We've had some bad luck, but hey, it's a next man up mentality in our room, and these guys always prepare. Whether they're the second guy or third guy, they prepare like they're going to play. We're always preaching that to them, and that certainly come to fruition this year. And what you've seen is some guys step up because they have been ready. They've been in the meetings, taking notes. They come out to practice every day and prepare like they're going to be a starter and contribute, because you never know when your name's going to get called. And we had a couple guys who were on the scout team. I told them to stay plugged in, keep working. They did. They kept coming to meetings, kept taking notes, and all of a sudden, boom, their name gets called, and they're ready. And so not to say that they don't have a lot of room for improvement, but they'll keep getting better. But I'm really proud of guys that have stepped up.
Did Willie and Elias play all right going in there in a pressure situation against a team that throws the ball so effectively?
I thought they did. I thought they did some really good things. Certainly room for improvement. There's some things we've got to get fixed and corrected, but it's tough going there, play your first meaningful snaps in a big game like that, kind of unexpectedly. But I was proud of the way that they played.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You got it.
Coach,
You got it.
Quickly, just a quick turnaround between games. Just have to prepare for that.
Yeah, it's difficult. You're obviously health-wise, you were a little banged up. It's good to have a couple extra days to recover and get healthy again. But what it forces you to do, you can't be real complex with your game plan. You have to simplify a little bit. The fortunate thing is we're seeing a very somewhat similar offense this week, so not a lot's going to change. A couple of tweaks here and there, but our guys are ready, and we've had a good solid week of practice.